when I'm foiling and I'm on the water, I'm just connecting with the elements, the wind, the water, and it's just like a peaceful moment as well. It's super quiet when you're up and going. And for me, it's just like limitless. You can do whatever you want in any kind of conditions and have a blast out there with your friend. It's just like, yeah, pure fun. Yeah. My name is Charles Saint-Pierre. I'm from Victoriaville, Quebec. So my first contact with wing foiling was, I was already windsurf foiling back in the days, and I started winging because it was a new thing. It was pretty similar as windsurf foiling, so I was like, I might as well give it a go, and I just started like that, and that's how I got into wing foiling. I had the opportunity to start with a friend, an online shop in Quebec, windshop.ca, and then we decided to start windsurfing and a wing foil school on the Magdalen Islands, which is like northeast from Quebec, in between PEI and Newfoundland. It's in the St. Lawrence Gulf, so we get amazing conditions for wind sports there. And what brought me there is basically the conditions. It's always windy, and people are amazing. It's a close community, and we get waves. We can surf. We can, get all kind of conditions there. It's, a wind paradise. And it brought me to Mexico. I eventually got the opportunity to work on a windsurf and wing resort in La Ventana in Baja California. And then it just brought me more and more opportunities. And I was spending more and more time on the water. So I got, better at windsurfing, better at winging. And it just brought me like tons of opportunities. Yeah. So I got hooked at wing foiling because there's so much potential for my local spots. Ride insane conditions like offshore winds with magical waves, and make the most of all conditions that I can get there. And yeah, I got hooked. It's like so close from surfing, and yeah, so good. Here in Quebec, everybody knows each other, and it's super nice. On the water, we're like cheering to each other, trying to improve. We're trying different moves, and it's just like, the best vibe out there. We're like, stoked when someone is landing a new trick, and it's just like, good times for sure. So in the end, everyone is always, in for a session. If it's windy, the spot is gonna be crowded. The spot's gonna be full. You're gonna look for parking, you're gonna drive around the parking and you won't find any spot because it's super busy when it's windy. I think that wing foiling is just, a game changer for wind sports because it's accessible and wind is free. Water is free most of the time. So you can just, get out there on your lake and have a blast, Ville-Beauport is, for me, the best place to learn in Quebec City. It's like 10 minutes from the city, and that's where everything, began for me. I started windsurfing. Well, I started at 15, but I really got into windsurfing when I was 19 or something, and it started here. And it's still the best spot around to learn wing foiling, windsurfing, and different wind sports. It's safe. There's like, Zodiac assistance and everything. And it's such a beautiful place, There's like food, drinks, amazing, parks for the kids. If you come with the family, you can camp here. You can pay and camp. So if it's windy all weekend, you can just camp and, make awesome barbecue and go in the water the next day. And it's just like awesome place. And yeah, definitely recommend if you're passed by Quebec. It's awesome. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Here we go. So let's mount our gear. The first thing we want to mount is the board. So we want to attach the foil mast to the board. And for sure, you can, choose where you want to place your mast. So depending on your body weight, depending on the foil that you're using, you can place the foil mast at a different spot. So here we go. We can tie the screws. All right. Next step is to attach our fuselage to the foil mast. So depending on the brand of the foil, the fitting here can be different. So that's a Decine foil, pretty easy. Just slide it in. So here we have the front wing. So with speed, that pushes you up. So here we're using a mid-length fuselage. So the longer is the fuselage, the more stable is your foil, and the less pitchy is the foil. And here we have the stabilizer. So the bigger is your stabilizer. Basically, the more stable is your foil, and the less roll you get, you know. So it's not going to be as turny, but it's just going to be more stable. So for sure, if you're a beginner, you want to use a big front wing, a mid-aspect front wing with a big stabilizer, and of course a long fuselage. So it's just super easy, and also it gives you a more roll control. So here we go. So the board is ready. So now we can inflate the wing. Here we got a 4-2 that kind wing. So when you're unrolling it, you want to unroll it upside down like this, so the handles are pointing up. And ideally, this part of the wing, which is the leading edge, has to face the wind direction. It's a nice little warm-up, especially here in Quebec when it gets cold. You can ask your friend, and you can make new friends on the spot. You can just ask them, hey, let me inflate your wing. It's freezing cold right now, you know? So yeah, a little warm up. That's how it looks like. So when you're holding those handles, basically what is happening is the wind is now hitting the canopy and it pushes through the leading edge. So that gives you a forward power. The more tension you have on your back end, the more power you'll get, and the lower is your front arm towards where you're going, the more forward momentum you'll have. So it's super simple. You have a wing and a buoy. So less gear, more fun. So here we got no lines, you know, we got basically no lines. You know, we don't need someone to launch our kite or launch anything. You can easily by yourself go out there and have fun on the first day. So more time on the water. That's the bigger difference, just more time on the water. Yeah.
Charles, I met him windsurfing actually in a trip in Mexico that I organized a few years back, and he came with us and met Charles the first time over there. He was really serious about his windsurfing, so it was super fun, yeah. My name is Jean-Robert, JR. I'm from Quebec City. I started windsurfing when I was young, 15 years old, in a cottage in Lac Saint-Jean. When I came back to Quebec City, started windsurfing again, and then met some friends, and we decided to start a fin company, actually, because especially this time of year, we have many weeds in the water. So the weed fins that we're using so that the weed doesn't catch in the fin, so we can keep riding even if there's a lot of weeds on the water. Now with the global warming, you see more places in the world with lots of seagrass, and so people are needing those kind of fins now. Wing foiling, I started maybe 2 years ago, I would say. And we saw that new sport coming, and some friends started. So I give it a go, and then really enjoyed it, so yeah. The big difference with the windsurfing or kite surfing, when you start going with the foil, is that you feel the water really in a different way, because you're actually riding the waves and inside the water. So you don't feel the water, well, the same thing than over the surface of the water. So you have the waves, especially with the waves, you feel the power of the wave, so it gets you going. So it's like a surf feeling, but with a swell that keeps you going for a very long ride. So that's quite different from any other sports, actually. So the foiling is really opening up a new area that wasn't discovered before in the water sports. It's an addictive sport.
Yeah, my favorite spot to wing foil in Quebec City is definitely like Saint-Jean de l'Île d'Orléans. Like, people are driving hours to get there. It's like 30 minutes from my place, you know? And it's like the best spot. We get, you know, all kind of, you know, different boats that are like passing by. And it's pretty impressive to be in the water in big swells and strong winds with all that happening at the same time. So yeah, it's just so good for wing foiling. Definitely my favorite spot, yeah.
It's a really nice place because what happens in Quebec City is the wind channels from the big St. Lawrence, and with the island that's in between the shores, it just channels the wind. So on both sides, depending on the direction, if it's northeast, we come here in Saint-Jean. If it's southwest, we go on the other side. So it doubles the wind. So if it's like 10 knots on the outside, it's going to be 20 knots here on the island here. So that's the best spot in Quebec City. So that's why everybody's coming over here, even from Montreal or different places. It's like Saint-Jean is the place.
Depuis l'âge de 20 ans que je viens ici à Saint-Jean, au début pour le windsurf, puis là maintenant pour le kitefoil puis le kitesurf aussi. Je m'appelle Martin Gourdeau, et puis je suis avec mon ami Miguel, et puis on est en train de tenir notre système d'anémomètre en bon état. Là, on a un de nos anémomètres qui est brisé, qu'on va remplacer, et puis qui nous permet, en fait, c'est une petite station météo qui communique par ondes radio. Et puis ça se met à jour aux secondes, les données. Ça donne toutes sortes de stations météo, la pluviométrie, les éclairs, mais surtout ce qui nous intéresse, aux autres, le vent. Donc on peut savoir si c'est bon ou pas pour venir sur le spot puis voir l'évolution dans le temps. On a installé un réseau comme ça un peu partout dans la région, aux endroits où est-ce que c'est le plus optimal pour faire nos activités. Alors, on peut aller sur l'application Waterfoo pour le voir, mais aussi les données sont visibles sur le site de l'orcavécu.ca et qui est en reconstruction justement pour pouvoir mieux présenter ces données-là.
The season in Quebec City can be, it depends on your endurance. We have a funny law that somebody told us the other day, and it's like, it has to be 20 Celsius, the water and the air temperature. So if it's 10-degree water and 10-degree outside, you're good. If it's underneath that, then it's too cold. But, you know, some guys are really well equipped. They have the gloves, the helmets and everything, and the big wetsuits, so you can almost, not year long, but some guys do go out in February. I don't. But yeah, it's not for everyone. Don't do it. Just yeah, you really need the good wetsuits and everything, and you have to be at least two guys, because if something happens, you can be in trouble. So yeah.
So yeah, here we are, Saint-Jean-l'Île-d'Orléans. Came back here for 3 weeks before flying back to Mexico. We had that epic session, which was probably one of the best of the season with Thomas and Simon Nicholas. We did that epic downwinder. And after that, not much wind, which is, you know, not really normal for October. And yeah, so I'm sure I'm gonna miss some sessions in October and November. It can be super good here still. And yeah, we'll be back in April to catch those epic conditions here on the Île d'Orléans. Yeah.
Salut mon Charles!
Hey, bon matin, John.
Ah, ça va?
Ah oui, ça va.
C'est beau?
Tabarouette. Sors de l'eau.
Ben non, je sors pas, je rentre. Viens voir ça. Viens voir ce que tu manques.
Ah
T'as
ouais.
dit, même au Mexique, t'en manques des belles. Regarde bien ça. Wouhou!
Ah ouais. Oh, mon gars.
Même les chiens sont là. Well, days like this, yeah, it's amazing because you forget everything. So time stops. It's all people that are ready to like give up work in the middle of the day because it's like windy 25 knots. So you have to be a little bit nuts. So like you see here Monday morning, October, and the parking is full. So, so it's a good vibe. Yeah, you just enjoy. You ride the waves, and yeah, it's just being with the elements. So it's a great feeling. Yeah.
In one sentence, what's wing foiling?
Ride the swells. That's how I would say. Yeah, ride the swells. Yeah, that's the best part of the wing foiling. Yeah.